The project we're going to be making today was previously published in two different books. The first one was Contemporary Bead and Wire Jewelry, and the second one was simply Bead and Wire. Now, in both these cases, the project instructions I provided were edited down, so what you're going to be seeing today is going to go into a little bit more detail. The tools you'll need for this project are flat nose pliers, chain nose pliers, flush cutting wire nippers, a permanent felt tip marker, a ruler, a ring mandrel, masking tape, a rouge cloth, and a rawhide mallet. The materials you'll need are 22 gauge 0.65mm soft square wire. The amount you'll need is going to vary based on the size of the ring you make, so we'll get into how to figure that out in just a minute. You'll also need 2 inches 5 centimeters of 22 or 20 gauge 0.65 or 0.8mm soft half round wire. Finally, you'll need 5 2mm large hole sterling silver beads or 10-0 seed beads. Substitutions are not recommended for this project. This is a ring that can be made in any size, so to figure out how much wire you'll need for your size, take a piece of thin masking tape or paper and wrap it around the ring mandrel at 1.5 sizes larger than what you want as your finished ring size. So, for example, if you want a size 7 ring when you're done, you'll want to wrap the tape around size 8.5. Mark the inside of the tape with the permanent marker, then overlap the other end and mark the tape again where it shows through. Then, unwrap the tape and put it down on your work table. Measure the distance between the two lines and multiply that by 3. Round the result up to the nearest whole number and then add 1 centimeter. That's about 25/64 of an inch. That gives you the total amount of 22 gauge soft square wire you'll need to cut for your ring. For example, for this ring, the measurement is 5.8, so multiply that by 3, add 1 centimeter, and that's a total of 19 centimeters. Clean and straighten the wire with the rouge cloth or your fingers. Starting at the top of the ring mandrel, wind the wire in a tight coil, taking care to keep your wire on the square. If you notice it going off square, stop immediately and fix it before continuing. Enlarge the coil by gently pushing it down the ring mandrel until it sits comfortably without spring back at 1.5 sizes larger than your desired finished ring size. You'll want to periodically take the ring off the ring mandrel and flip it over while you're enlarging it. That helps to prevent the ring shank from developing a cone shape. Once you've achieved the right size, check to see that you have 3 solid strands on the top of the ring and 4 on the bottom. Use the permanent marker to mark the midpoint of the top of the ring and the midpoint of the bottom of the ring. Then, take it off the ring mandrel. Feed the beads onto one end of the coil and move them around to the middle of the strand on the top of the ring, and center them on the mark. Wrap a piece of tape around the beads and the shank to hold them in place. Then, flip the ring to the bottom and measure and mark 1/4 inch 7.5 millimeters on either side of the center mark. Straighten out the free ends of the wire a bit with the flat nose pliers. Then, grip one of the free ends at the mark and make a 90-degree bend across the ring shank. Repeat on the other side. Position the pliers over the wire perpendicular to the shank and bend the free end around the shank 1.5 times, ending on the inside of the ring. If you find this hard on your fingers, use the chain nose pliers to bend the wire. Trim the wire on an angle with the wire nippers and press the wire firmly against the shank with the chain nose pliers. Finish the other free end of the wire on the other end of the coil in the same way. You'll want to check the ring with your fingers to make sure there are no sharp edges. Press the edges down with the chain nose pliers, but take care not to squeeze too hard or you'll mark your wire. Slip the ring onto the ring mandrel and apply pressure with your fingers to even up the shape. Remove the tape and realign the bleeds on the midpoint. Clean and straighten the half-round wire. Trim one end flush. Check the wire for which side is the flat side. Now you're going to want to bend this half-round wire into a hook, but you want that hook to form a box on the end that mirrors the square wire. Otherwise, you end up with a bulge on the side of your binding. Bending the wire into a box end helps it to sit more snugly against the ring shank. You'll also want to make sure that the gap here is as wide as the square wire is thick. You'll need to look at your flat nose pliers and kind of guess where the thickness of the pliers matches the thickness of the square wire. Once you know where to position the wire, grip the end with the flat side facing away from you. Bend the wire in a small hook and then angle the tail slightly upwards. Hook the tail onto the ring shank next to the beads and then grip the wire across the shank with the flat nose pliers. Curve the wire with your fingers and feed it through the ring. Gently press the wire against the underside of the ring with the flat nose pliers. Fold the wire up and over the shank and then press it into place with the flat nose pliers. Curve the wire with your fingers and feed it through the ring. Trim off the wire and press it into place with the flat nose pliers. Add another set of 2 bindings on the other side of the beads with the remaining half-round wire. Then, slip the ring onto the ring mandrel and gently tap it with the rawhide mallet to finish it round. So there you go. Let me know how your version of this project turned out by sending me photos through my website at thetowofwire.com. If you're interested in a hard copy of this project, you can get an instant download PDF through the lesson shop at my website, and you'll find a link to that in the description below. Now, there's another video that I recommend that you watch that may help you with this project. It's called How to Improve Your Wire Control on a Ring Mandrel. You can click right here to watch that now. And also remember to subscribe and hit the little bell so that you get notifications about when I release new videos. I would love to hear what you thought about this video, so leave your comments in the section below, and please remember to like and share it if you found it useful. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you next time.